What's up, Liz Nation? We are so back. We almost didn't make it. It's 11:02 p.m. And I do hope in future I have some more exciting videos planned for you, which I don't. But to me, it's more important to just keep the momentum going. And I realise at this angle I look like I'm naked. I'm not. But it's not a super exciting one today. We're going to be talking about my favourite books. I wish YouTube would bring back video responses, because I don't know if anyone would be asked, but like I feel like that was like peak era of communication, when you could reply to somebody's video with a video response on YouTube, and that was like as good as it was 10 times better than comments ever will be. So I don't read a lot. For context, I'm not a very big reader. It takes me a few years to get through a book. I've got better at that in recent years, but I don't constantly have a book on the go, and it takes a lot for me to pick a book and read. Buying books, on the other hand, a little bit different. But yes, I am a firm believer. I'm just gonna get into the first book. I'm a firm believer that autobiographies are the best genre of book. Actually, they're my favourite genre of book. I wouldn't say that the best genre of book, but I just find, compared to any other kind of book I've ever read, fiction, non-fiction, anything, that I can't absorb the information in the same way as I can with autobiographies. Typically, I read autobiographies of people that I already am aware of or know, and so I guess I kind of already am familiar with the topic, whereas when I'm reading a fiction book, I feel like I spend so much time trying to get used to the world, or like the characters, remember everyone's name, all this stuff, that it kind of takes away from the story, and I don't appreciate like the first half, because I'm trying to think whether it's pronounced Hermione or Hermione. Do you know what I'm saying? So David Mitchell, this is the first autobiography. This was given to me. I think it was technically lent to me, but it's mine. By my friend Kian, because we were both big fans of David Mitchell as a comedian. And I don't even know how it came about. I think I saw it on his bookshelf and he let me read it. But if you're a fan of David Mitchell, the comedian, this is a really good and interesting book. But even if you're not, it's a really well-written book. So anyone that didn't know David Mitchell lore, he used to, for a job, like, what do you call it? Edit. I don't think edit's the right word. Review. He used to like review and edit dictionaries. So his understanding of language and like his writing is really good. I don't know why I'm saying that, like I'm a journalist, but I feel like this is, anyways, I used to sit with this book, and as I was reading through it, there was so much vocabulary I didn't understand, that I would sit there with my laptop to my left and I think I had a notebook when I was in school, and I would write down the words and like research the word, write down the definition of the word. I wish I could remember some examples, but there were so many words in this. I learned so many words from just reading this book. But it's just a really beautiful story. So it's based in this point in his life. It's written in sort of present day. And I guess the premise of it is that he has sciatica, he has like back problems, and he sets up in the beginning of the book that he's been going on these hour-long walks because the only thing that, or it's the most effective thing for relieving his back pain, and he's walking around these places in his like local area, in his town, and reminiscing, and he talks about his life, basically, from memories from childhood through to Cambridge, where he studied, and then he went into the Footlights, which is like the drama division, I don't know what you call it there. I really have no idea what I'm talking about. I read this so long ago. And then it goes on to like his early career, filming Peep Show, and how they filmed Peep Show, if you're a fan of that, how it, like, the conversation of the show originally came about, and an amazing chapter about how he met and fell in love with his wife, Victoria Coren Mitchell, which she's a professional poker player and a baddie, and she's really funny, and she's just like the most gorgeous woman. But the chapter he writes in this book, I think it's called The Beginning of the End, where he talks about from the first day that they met, because they didn't get together for a while. It's just so beautifully written because of the way that he compares it to his career at the time. Anyway, I don't want to say too much. You can actually, there used to be an audio of that chapter, him reading that chapter on YouTube, and I used to listen to it to go to bed because I was like, this is beautiful. But if you like David Mitchell, highly recommend this autobiography. It's, really good, really fun. The next book I'm recommending, which I read a few months ago because it was recommended to me by a friend in whose taste I trust immensely, because she has read most every book I could ever dream of, and also we share a lot of similar views and interests in like art and literature, so she's a gold mine to me, and I always take her recommendations, and in turn she gets to explain whole plots of books to me, like start to finish, when we like go on a walk. And I'll get locked in and I'll be asking questions. Anyway, so this book she recommended to me, The Monk by Matthew Lewis, is an old book. I don't know what year it was written in, but it's like a classic, I guess. And it is so good from start to finish. So if you enjoy anything like me that's very high action drama, scandal, but especially when there's like, I don't know, moral and like, I don't know, political conflicts going on, The Monk is an incredible book for that. So it's set in like, I don't know, the Catholic Church in like this, I want to say it's like the 16th century, but I genuinely have no idea. Like, see how these details go over my head when I read a book. I only really care about the story. And it's set in this like monastery, and this monk called Ambrosio, this fella on the cover, he is like being like massively celebrated in his town because he's like an up and coming monk, and everyone's like, this guy's like, he's captivating. He is captivating, and the way that he speaks of God and the way that he presents himself is just sort of like very the picture of a ideal Christian Christian man or whatever. And you follow him. Oh my god, the places this story goes. So you start to see the mask slip on Ambrosio with the interactions that he has with people in the monastery. But genuinely, every 3 pages, there's like a shock horror plot twist in this in this book, that you would not see coming. And I love EastEnders. I love Line of Duty. I'm enjoying Sopranos. Like, I have I love a good storyline, a bit of drama. And I didn't think a book could grip me like this, but I was loving reading this so much. Like, and the ending is just, it's absolutely mad. Like, it goes so far that you could even imagine. There, guys, I'm going to read the blurb. Set in the sinister monastery of the Capuchinos in Madrid, The Monk is a violent tale of ambition, murder, and incest. The great struggle between maintaining monastic vows and fulfilling personal ambitions leads its main character to temptation and the breaking of his vows, then to sexual obsession and rape, and finally to murder in order to conceal his guilt. Like, this is the most insane like level of drama in a book I've ever read. Highly recommend, but the ending is wild. The third book I wanted to mention, which I don't have with me now, is also an autobiography, but this is a lot more serious. The Pianist by Władysław Szpilmana, I believe, is the guy's name. I don't think I pronounced it correctly, but he was a Polish Jew, living in Krakow during the occupation of like the Nazis, and during the Second World War, and he is a pianist, and he wrote this autobiography about his experiences like just before the war began, then during like the basically Nazis taking over so much of Poland, and like basically destroying people's lives, like sending Jews into ghettos and like really horrible conditions. And he talks about the experiences he had there, and then also what the experience of being, there was like a very specific part of the book where he talks about being like in waiting with families, like waiting to be like relocated, whether it be to like a ghetto or whether it was a concentration camp. I can't remember which one, but it was just quite like, it's very harrowing as a book to read, because it is, he explains very well like how he very much documents the events, like how they came about, like as they were, without much sort of like emotional element behind it. Obviously he has his own worldview, and there are like basic principles of like humanity that people just weren't exhibiting at the time. Like, it was horrendous. And then goes right up until sort of like the end of the war, and basically how he survived. And it's like incredible to believe that there are not only people who survived this but have been able to tell stories like this, so that we have books. And then obviously this was made into the film The Pianist, which had Adrian Brody in it, which he won an Oscar for, I'm pretty sure. I mean, regardless, it was really, really, yeah, painful film to watch. Really recommend the film if you can't read the book. And that is my final book recommendation of the day. Thank you guys for tuning into lizcast, and low-key the only way is up. So tell me some books that you like if you want to recommend me any. Peace.